Teacher talking sports, what it does, what it do, how we live. And well, it's safe to say that ESPN doesn't necessarily like the New York Giants roster. Well, particularly Mike Clay of ESPN, who did his 2024 NFL position group rankings, where he basically took each part of the roster, whether it's quarterback, running back, wide receiver, offensive line, so on, and rank the teams from 1 to 32. And the final results really show how much he's not a fan of the Giants roster. The article is on ESPN Plus, so I'm not going to share it. Although, if you have ESPN Plus, you could definitely find it. But anyhow, he particularly doesn't like the Giants secondary. There are 32 teams in the NFL. He ranks the Giants cornerback room and safety room as the worst in the NFL. For cornerbacks, he mentions that Deontay Banks needs to make a leap forward. Solid but unspectacular rookie season after being selected in the first round last year. Cordell Flott, 2022 third rounder, favorite to start opposite Banks. And Isaiah Simmons could be the slot option. He's been that hybrid guy, linebacker, cornerback, safety. Just not a lot of nothing really close to star power. Although the Giants surely hope that Banks could become somewhat of a star. And safety. Of course, they lost Xavier McKinney, signed to a huge deal with the Green Bay Packers. Jason Pinnock and second round pick Tyler Nubin, expected to be the team's top two safeties. He does mention Jalen Mills battling for time. Jalen Mills was released by the Giants. Dane Belt and Elijah Riley, again, not um, a star-studded group, but we'll see. Relatively young. Newbin, second round pick. Giants seem to be particularly high on him. And then overall, so he does weigh it where he gives more weight to being top of quarterbacks than say running backs. But the Giants he has as the shakiest team roster. He said, basically other than Thibodeau, Burns, Lawrence, Okereke, Andrew Thomas, and Malik Neighbors, there's really nothing else to get excited about this season. Quarterback Daniel Jones struggled with injuries, and if Jones doesn't make a big leap, there's a good chance the Giants will choose his replacement in April's draft. I can't disagree with that. What are your thoughts? Do you think the Giants have the worst cornerback and safety room as well as total team roster when, putting it all together? He honestly isn't that high on any of the positions. So, I'll go over him really quick. Quarterback, he has the Giants 30th, only ahead of the Raiders and the Vikings, who, of course, he even mentions wouldn't be last if JJ McCarthy didn't get hurt. So third to last. Running back, 28th of 32 teams. Of course, lost Saquon Barkley, Devin Singletary, now the top running back for the team. Wide receivers, 24th, even with adding Malik Neighbors. Still, basically at almost the bottom 25% of the league, according to Clay. Tight end, second to last, 31st. Darren Waller retiring. Daniel Bellinger likely to be the top receiving tight end, although they did draft Theo Johnson as well. Only Carolina Panthers are worse. Offensive line, 22nd. I mean, compared to Giants' offensive lines in the past, that would be pretty good for them. Signed guys such as John Runyon Jr. to help improve as they got sacked, 64 times, I believe, something like that last season. Interior defensive line. Now, maybe there's not a lot behind Dexter Lawrence, but to be ranked them 23rd when they have Dexter Lawrence on that interior defensive line, that to me is a little bit low. And I am a Giants fan, but I also don't expect a lot. I'm thinking 7-10. But anyhow, edge rusher. Giants got Burns and Thibodeau now, and this is where they rank the highest. And ranking the highest, they still barely ranked in the top half, 15th of 32, so barely in the top half. Off-ball linebacker, 18th. Of course, Bobby Akarake. Uh, very good there. I mentioned quarterback, I mentioned safety, I mentioned team overall. Is Mike Clay hating, or does he have the point that the Giants have the worst secondary in the NFL and just a way below average roster? Anyhow, don't forget to subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to subscribe. Like the video, share the video, hit the bell for notifications. I'm out.